if I told you that securing your online world doesn't require a computer science degree? I mean, seriously, no coding required at all. The truth is, a lot of people think that cybersecurity is only for tech geniuses, nerds, people who spend their whole lives tapping away on a computer in a dark room, surrounded by 8 monitors or 4, or whatever the number is. But that's a total myth. And today in this video, we're going to be talking about how 5 simple tools you can use can completely and totally change your digital defense and give you peace of mind, even if you're just a regular person trying to stay safe online. Because usually our regular content is for people who are trying to grow their careers in cybersecurity, but we realize there's thousands and millions of others who aren't really cybersecurity pros but need to stay cyber aware and cyber safe. So in today's video, it's exactly for those kinds of people who need to stay cyber safe and cyber aware. And if you're a cyber professional as well, you can also gain from this. And tell me, what do you think? Do you agree or do you disagree? Welcome, my name is Femi, and I produce videos on this channel every week talking about how you can grow your cybersecurity career. And I also share tips and tricks on how you can be more cyber secure and cyber aware. And I would suggest that you consider subscribing to the channel and also hitting that notification bell so you don't miss any of the new episodes and new videos as they drop. Also check out the Cybersec Migrant podcast on this channel as well, where we interview professionals in the cybersecurity space who talk about their experience as they've grown their cybersecurity career. And let's get into today's video. So let's start by painting a quick picture. You wake up, you check your phone, and you suddenly see an alert. You log into your account or your password has been changed or something. So again, now you start running around, you're changing your passwords, you're calling your banks, and you're wondering, how did this even happen? And that is the reality of today's digital world, my friends. Because data breaches, identity theft, online scams, they are as common as spam calls today. And it's just something we have to deal with. That's why cybersecurity isn't optional anymore. It's a life skill that's crucial for everybody. I think we should start teaching cybersecurity in high school right now, or maybe middle school, because it's so important. And the good news and the truth is, you don't need to be a cybersecurity pro to protect yourself. So let's dive into those tools that are going to help you make a big difference in your digital safety. And now let's go. First, let's talk about the basics. Before we get into any of all the tools, let's talk about the very basics. What are we defending against? I'm going to talk about 3 broad categories of things we're defending against. The first is phishing, and I'm sure we've all heard about phishing. It's those times when there's sneaky emails trying to get you to give up information. So they could be pretending to be your bank or your Netflix account, or maybe your relative, your long lost relative trying to send you some money, or maybe it's a Nigerian prince, I don't know. But they're trying to trick you into giving up your login information. That is phishing. And phishing can be of various types. There's SMS phishing called smishing. There's voice phishing, which is called vishing. There's regular phishing via email, which is phishing. That's the first thing we're defending against. The second thing we're going to be talking about is what we call malware. And it's very simple. The word malware comes from 2 words: malicious software. So malware. So it's software that is designed to infect your computer and cause a negative effect. So it could be stealing your files, locking you out of your computer, encrypting your files, or anything. But something to stop you from being able to work regularly. That's the basic principle behind malware. And of course, we've also got ransomware, which is an advanced type of malware where the actual intent of that malicious software is only one thing: to kidnap your data for your money. They lock up your data and say you have to provide money in return for access to your data. That money could be regular money, or it could be cryptocurrency, which I find is getting a lot more frequent these days because they think it's untraceable. Spoiler alert, it's not. It's very traceable. So ransomware is also just like kidnapping your money. And the truth is, it's not a movie plot. It's not things that is far-fetched. It happens to us every single day, to everyday Joes, everybody on the street. It can happen to anyone. And that's why the best defense is a smart, layered approach. And that brings us to tool number 1. And again, I know some people are not going to agree with this, but I think it's important that whatever your device is, especially for those of us who are on Windows, you should have antivirus or internet security on your device. Think of it as your digital bodyguard. It's going to always be scanning. looking for threats or viruses or trying to protect, let's give you alerts about what is happening before it causes chaos. Can you think of those times when you open up a PDF file and you get a notification saying it's removed a script because it looks suspicious in that file? That's your antivirus or internet security software kicking into action there. Or you're trying to access a particular website and you get a notification telling you that website was blocked because it's a known spam, dangerous website. That's exactly what it does for you. It gives you real-time protection and tries to prevent you from falling victim to some of these threats that we spoke about earlier. Any good antivirus software, you always want to look for a couple of things. You want to look for something that offers real-time protection because that's what you really need. You also want something that gives you automatic updates so that as they get the latest definitions, as new threats are revealed, it's automatically pushing that to your device. And thirdly, something that provides malware removal. So something that's able to proactively remove malware when it's found out. Now, if cost is an option, think of free options like Windows Defender, which comes built into every single Windows computer. And there's a ton of different options out there that are free antiviruses. All of them provide some basic level of protection. But the truth is, no free option can be anywhere as good as a paid option. So if you can, go for a paid option from any of the big ones. I'm not going to mention any names, but if you want something, you can put down in the comments or go online and do a research. You can get a paid option for them, and they offer you extra protection and better support, and that would help you keep your device safe and keep your internet and cyber footprint secure. And that leads me to my second tool. Because you have all these things, how do you protect them? We talk about using a password. Let's think about it. Everything and everyone today operates with some sort of password. And the truth is, unfortunately, many people reuse those passwords. We find people reusing their passwords across different platforms. So people use the same password for their social media, for their email, for their banking applications, and that's just not good enough. And here's the reason why it's not good enough. Let's say you use the same password across all your platforms. So for your email, for your social media, for your banking application. Let's assume one of your social media sites is breached and somebody steals usernames and passwords from that site. So now somebody has an email password combination for that email of yours. And then they go to your banking website and then they try that password and they're able to successfully log in and steal all your money. Or they try that password on your email and they're able to successfully log in and reset your access to many of your apps. That would be disastrous. That's why it is recommended that you use a different password for every single login. Don't reuse passwords across the same login. Even if it's a dummy login you use when you don't want to get spammed and it's a fake email you have, still try and make sure that the password is not the same. But we're only so good. None of our brains are a computer, so it's hard to memorize so many tough and difficult, complex passwords. Password requirements say you've got to have long passwords. The longer, the better. Complicated passwords with uppercase and lowercase and numbers and special characters. Try to think of a 25-character password and try to think of 10 of those and then try to memorize those. That is going to be a challenge. That's why you should use a password manager. A password manager is like a tool that helps you store and generate different complex passwords for different platforms, different services. And each of those passwords is going to be unique. So if you have a password manager, you don't need to memorize all your various passwords. You don't need to memorize what they're used for. All you need to memorize is that one master password that gets you into that application. And then that application is able to automatically generate strong, unique passwords, apply those passwords to those platforms or services you use them for, and store the data so that you can always retrieve it. But you only need to memorize one password. So it's like a digital vault that never really forgets what it's asked to do. That's why I think it's very important. If you don't have a password manager, I would recommend that you start using a password manager right now. The third thing we should start to think about is think about how safe are you when you go on the internet. The internet has gone from its early days when it was just a few websites. There's literally millions of websites on the internet. Maybe billions, I don't know. And how do we get on there? You either have a connection in your house or you have a data connection on your phone, or what many of us like to do is free Wi-Fi. You go to a coffee shop or the airport or a public place and you find public Wi-Fi, and most times it's free public Wi-Fi, and then you log on and use that. First, the thing is, with public Wi-Fi, every time you connect to public Wi-Fi, almost always you're sharing that data with everybody who's on that Wi-Fi. Because the truth is, most public Wi-Fi is very poorly set up and configured, and it's easy for anyone on that network to snoop on you and read your data. And you don't want that. You're not going to write your passwords on a piece of paper and hand it to everyone on the bus, would you? So how will you use public Wi-Fi for free without any protection? That's why I always say, if you want to use public Wi-Fi where you can, get a VPN. A VPN allows you to encrypt your internet traffic and hide your IP address. That way it's harder for people who are not the intended recipients of that data to track you and see what it is that you're sending through. And there's lots of VPNs as well. Just like with password managers, just like with antivirus, there's free options and there's paid options. Free options are pretty good, but if you can afford a paid one, it's always better. And I would recommend, if you're ever doing your banking online or you're shopping online or anywhere you're going to put in sensitive data like credit card information, banking information, where you can, use a VPN to protect your data. The fourth thing is, and I can't believe I'm saying this because this is so important, have multi-factor authentication turned on everything possible. So if you've got social media, email, whatever it is, turn on multi-factor authentication. That adds a secondary layer of protection so that in the event that someone steals your username and password, it still stops them from being able to just get into your account. It's like an extra step. It's like it could be a code sent to you, and please don't use SMS 2FA where you can. Use a secure, hacking resistant. So we've got like a FIDO2 solution or several. Some of the very common ones, you can use a Google Authenticator or the Microsoft Authenticator. Those apps, you install them on your phone and they generate random codes that change every 30 seconds or 1 minute. And that's going to actually provide additional information to help verify your identity before you get into your platform. So where you can, use a two-factor authentication solution. It takes a few extra seconds, yes, but it's so worth it because it protects you. It's like you've got a door that has a lock on it, but you also have a deadbolt. So even if someone steals your key and opens the door, they are unable to get past the deadbolt, and so you are still safe. That's very important. The fifth and final two we're going to talk about is phishing awareness and email security. And this is not particularly something you download and install on your computer, but it's just the proper way of doing things. Because the truth is, I challenge you, go into your email and look at how many emails you find that, where did I sign up for that? Why is this person sending me emails? Because that's what I spoke about earlier. There's so many emails. Some are legitimate, some are just spam, and some are outright phishing attempts. So if you don't know what the link is for, if you don't know where it is, if someone sends you an email saying you've just been awarded XYZ certificates or money, or you've just won a device or an appliance that you weren't expecting, be very suspicious. Always be suspicious. If you see a link that looks fishy, don't click on the link. Try and see what the link is saying. Check the sender's address carefully. And if something feels off, it probably is. So if you've got email, and all the email majors for today provided, so Gmail, Outlook, all of them, they provide spam filters. They're like email security extensions that help you protect your email inbox. And always be skeptical about it. It's better to be skeptical and safe than to allow everything willy-nilly and have your identity and your information stolen. Because again, remember, the hackers don't break in anymore. They just log in. They steal your information and log in. Don't make it easy for them. So there you have it. 5 tools that will instantly level up your digital defense. It's going to help you. Those 5 tools. Antivirus software to protect your device. A password manager to help you generate and store strong and secure passwords. A VPN to encrypt and hide your traffic. Two-factor authentication to provide an additional layer for your identification and awareness, phishing awareness, so that you don't fall victim. Because the truth is, cybersecurity is not a one-time setup. It's a lifestyle you live day in, day out. So stay curious, stay updated, and take small steps every day to protect yourself online. If you found this useful, please consider hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel for more tips, and share this with someone who you think can use this as well. And remember, online safety isn't about paranoia, it's about preparation. If you made it this far, consider checking this video where I talk about some of the myths that are in cybersecurity that people just don't realize that they are myths. Or you can check out this video where I talk about some of the very basic foundational certificates in cybersecurity if you're thinking of going down that route. And I will catch you in the next one.